Welcome back to Power Director Made Simple. In the last video, number 21, the sharp-eyed viewers may have noticed that while using the advanced editing window, I intentionally skipped over an item or two. Pay attention now because here come some highlights about those skipped items. We're starting with the initial screen in the subscription version of Power Director 2024. I'm going to click on Titles, and in the My Favorite section of My Content is the default title. I'm going to drag that down to the timeline. I'm going to zoom in on the timeline view, and I'm just going to open up track 1 just so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to right click on the object and select Set Duration. I'm going to change that to 10 seconds and click OK. Now I'm going to hit F2 to open up the advanced editing window. Here, along the left-hand side, I'm going to scroll on down and click on Object Settings. We were here before in the last video, but this time, let's look at the keyframe features for all these settings. I'm going to be starting with the position setting. Instead of just a stationary text box, let's make it move around during its 10-second duration. Make sure the playhead is at time 0. I'm going to move the text box to the lower left-hand corner. I'm going to create a keyframe over on the left side, just to the right of the word position. Now notice over in the title keyframe timeline, a red diamond was created at time 0. I'm going to move the playhead to the end of the duration at time 10 seconds. And I'm going to create another keyframe. Notice that another red diamond appears at the 10-second mark. I'm going to move the entire text box to the upper right corner. I'm now going to hit the home button to move the playhead back to start. And then I'm going to hit the play button. Watch what happens. You have effectively told Power Director where the object should be on the first frame and where it should be on the last frame. Power Director then calculates the path and the necessary frames for everything in between. But what if you thought it moved too slowly to get all the way up to the other corner? You could go back onto the left side, click to select the next keyframe, delete that keyframe, move the playhead to 5 seconds, create another keyframe, move the text box all the way up to the upper right, click on Home, then click Play. Wow, that was a lot of work just to change the timing of one keyframe. Now that's where the title keyframe timeline comes in handy. Watch how easy it is to change the movement back to the full 10 seconds. I'm going to simply click on the keyframe in the middle, which is currently at 5 seconds, and I'm going to drag it over the 10 seconds. Done. I'm going to hit home and hit play. Notice that all of the object settings on the left side have similar provisions for setting up keyframes. Let's move on to the rotation setting. Starting at the 0 position, I'm going to create a keyframe. Notice that the rotation amount is currently set to 0, 0. Also notice the red diamond that was created in the timeline. I'm now going to move the playhead all the way to the end to 10 seconds. I'm going to create a second keyframe for the rotation setting. I'm going to change the rotation amount to 360. I'm going to hit home and then hit play. Hey, we now have movement and rotation combined. But wait, there's more. The use of keyframes for object movement and control is not just limited to fonts and titles. Let's try something from the overlay menu, or what used to be called a picture-in-picture object. I'm going to select the Social Media 17 object, which merely says subscribe. I'm going to drag that down to the same track 1. I'm going to change the duration to 10 seconds. And if played right now in its raw state, it just blinks on and off. Let's make sure to select the object. I'm going to hit F2 once again. And let's change the scale so that it starts out full size and eventually disappears. Make sure to move the playhead to 0. I'm going to create a keyframe for the scale settings. Then I'm going to move the playhead all the way to the end. I'm going to create another keyframe. Now this time I'm going to grab one corner of the object and minimize it as small as possible, and I'm going to try and keep it centered also at the same time. I'm going to click on home, and then I'm going to click on play. Now I'm going to click on OK to exit the editing window. Now just for some fun, let's move the social media object from track 1 to track 2 right at the ending of the existing title object. I'm going to hit home and then I'm going to hit play. And once again, just to play around with the concept of track priority, let's switch tracks. This time, the text object on track 2 will have priority. Therefore, the words "My Title" will appear on top of the subscribe sign instead of behind it. Now it's your turn to try some of this out. Experiment around to see what works and what doesn't. That's exactly how you're going to learn. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of some more fun with fonts. Please hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.